Uyazing Betty Mali. Saso figure gada. Baby unga hambi.
Hello. Or as my brethren, not really brethren because they don't care about us, in Italy say, buongiorno. Yeah, man, Euros have happened.
I think if they were saying buongiorno to us, there'd be a word at the end we can't say on TV.
Yeah. There's a country out there in north of Africa called Niger. It sounds quite similar to that. I didn't say the word. I said the country. Niger. But how are you Nigers doing?
Dog, we all good. It was Racism FC versus Racismo FC.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that Racismo won. Because Racism FC peaks a lot, man.
No, Racism FC also, they don't believe that they are. So I think they needed the spotlight to actually show that
the colonizers don't believe they're racist.
They're true colors. Yeah, man, they don't.
Yeah.
These guys don't.
Yeah, they went and took over the whole world besides like maybe 5 dark spots where the temperature wasn't nice and they think they're not okay. Drugs must be nice in that country.
But yeah, guys, I'm sure you guys noticed there wasn't an episode last week. We took a break for miscellaneous reasons. But we're back now. We've got a lot to discuss. Many finals happened. But yeah, let's get into it. But
Uncle Curtis has 2 beauty tips today to make up for last week.
There wasn't beauty tips. All I can say is stay away from... Nah, don't stay away from drugs. They're good for you kids. I'm playing. Stay away from them. Don't take them.
Fortunately, we're not making content for YouTube kids, so your voice is your voice, man. Preach out. But yeah, as usual, the 3 hosts are here, and we're gonna talk about football, man. If you haven't yet, like, share, comment, subscribe. Visit our other platforms. We're not just on YouTube. There's other avenues to explore.
All of that.
Just follow the tunnel or get in the closet and explore the world of Narnia.
If you've been in the closet, step out. It's okay.
No, man, I'm talking about Narnia. Don't bring your little weird things in
Talking
here.
about Narnia.
Yes. But I figured we'd save the game for part 2. And we'll first start. Let's actually just start with miscellaneous topics. By miscellaneous, obviously, we'll bring up Copa America because, that is a miscellaneous tournament.
The GOAT won it, though.
Hey?
The GOAT won it. Is there a more physical competition than the Copa America?
Do you know that in Copa, they've had 4 Copa Americas in the past 7 years? And you're going to tell me that was a justified win?
It's like the African Cup of Nations.
Do you remember who won the last Africa Cup of Nations?
We in Africa, nobody really cares. So...
But do you remember? You see when they do these random ones where they just wake up in the morning and say, let's have one this year.
But to Mr. Potion's point, they literally had one for the 100th anniversary the year after another one. What was it? Copa Centenario, for 100 years.
That makes perfect sense.
4 Copa Americas
That makes
in
perfect
7 years.
It makes perfect sense.
But those Copa Americas broke Alexis Sanchez, boy.
Oh, Man United broke Alexis Sanchez. Let's not lie.
Do you know? Yeah. Basically, you do know that, right? This Copa America is supposed to happen every 4 years. I was actually looking at the history of that tournament.
But they're trying to match it to the Euros, guys. I'm not fighting.
Yes.
I'm not fighting.
Yeah, but that is a tangent that we're gonna take. In other news, guess in the Copa America final, Leo Messi actually won his first international trophy. Hip hip hooray.
Of course. Greatest player to ever do it. Greatest player to do it, though.
Yes, he is good.
4 finals, including the World Cup final. Some people's GOAT couldn't do that.
Who?
The other guy.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. He has never been to a World Cup final.
But Ronaldo won, bro.
Yeah, but he also won Copa America.
You know what? You know where Ronaldo's team came from, bro? Do you know who Ede is?
Dog.
Ede's job was just to carry the trophy in the last
Dog, did you see how shy that man was, Joe?
Bruh.
That man was holding that trophy.
He's not used to seeing
We'll
big
get to
crowds.
that, but doesn't matter where it is. Hey, he made it to the final.
But yeah, in that game, the Copa America final, Argentina took that 1-0. Great goal from Angel Di Maria. The assist was from Rodrigo De Paul, the new signing for Atletico Madrid. So he is basically, they replaced the Rodri with Rodrigo.
Sure.
Yeah, he came from Udinese. Since you're such a Messi fan, let me ask you, How do you feel about that game? Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it because I'm
Do
not
you know
waking
what time it was?
at 2:00 in the morning.
Exactly.
So I'm not waking up. And that's not due to the quality of football.
Right,
It's
there's
just-
times where people are looting.
Yeah, of course.
Guys don't have time to be watching games. Oaks are looting while you watching Copa America.
Oaks were watching it on their new
On their
5-finger
new
discount
games.
TV, dog.
On the new discount TVs.
I hear you on that, but yeah, I didn't watch it. But well done to Messi, well done to the Argentina. Finally, other team members did something, so he didn't have to carry the team all the way through. Because those stats were insane, like 9 goals, or I forget how many goals and like 11 assists. Like if he wasn't scoring, he was assisting in that competition, and that's the quality of a man, dog. Like sharp, they held 4 Copa Americas for him to win one. I don't care. It still had to be played. It still had to be played. It was just a matter of time. So that's what it is.
Yeah, man. I'm just looking at these guys' paths. I think the hardest game was basically in the semis. That's where things started.
That competition is more.
They played Ecuador.
No, Portion.
Which
That
they won
that
3-0 in
that
the-
competition is
in the
more
quarters.
legitimate than the one in Europe, where third place goes through to the next round. Please, no.
No, this is a new format. They're trying out new things.
Yeah.
But please, I'm just looking at their fixtures. Argentina's fixtures. Chile was the hard fixture in group stages.
Yeah.
Sharp. Uruguay, also hard. They took that 1-0. Paraguay,
That's a hard team.
Paraguay are they're the backpackers of South America, bro.
But it's a hard team. Colombia's a good team.
Yeah, Colombia was in the semis.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Bolivia, 4-1. Messi probably got a hat trick. 2 goals, okay.
It's high altitude there.
It's high altitude. You can't breathe when you play over there.
Oh, so we're making up weird, what's his name? Adversities.
We're not. It's the truth. What adversities? The man was a man who couldn't grow, and they had to give him growth hormone. Whose goat is?
Steroids.
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 Yeah.
There's a term for that. Not
Yeah.
growth hormones.
It was growth hormone.
Yes.
Yeah, because he couldn't grow.
Hey, bro.
Adversity.
If you can't grow, then go, I don't know, be a mascot, bro. But, yeah,
Be
man.
denied that sporting talent.
I think I'm just giving the Messi guys, what's his name? Trouble. Either way, granted the fact that they did have 4 Copas in 7 years, it doesn't take away from the fact that this year they did win it. Even though there was, who was it? Cuadrado, who said he's hoping now that they can finally go back to once every 4 years because the Golden Boys finally won it.
Does that man want to go sit at the bench at Juventus and not play international trophies?
Eh?
Quadrado. It's always these no-name brands that like
That
making a
man wants
noise.
to have a holiday at the end of the year.
Yes. Guys want to have holidays, bro.
Holiday to do what?
Pogba and them were partying with Ronaldinho.
Yeah, because they got knocked out early. He should have got knocked out early.
Hey, bruh.
Who said don't throw the game and give it to him?
Pogba had a holiday last year. Cuadrado didn't. This year,
No, he had a holiday last year. He had Corona last year.
fair point. Very fair point.
That's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, but let's get. I
I'm
didn't
just
watch that
kidding.
game. Let's move along.
I'm just kidding around, but
Look, I actually watched the extended highlights of the game. I'm not going to pretend like I woke up at 2 a.m. But South American football, the pitch wasn't great. The flow, it was a good game to see, but it was quite a physical game. And Argentina took it in the Maracanã, in Brazil's home stadium.
yeah.
I think it's their first win there, so well done to them.
But you know the thing, ne? English fans like to say, it's physical in England. Have you watched the game of South American football when those niggas kick each other, dog?
No, of course.
And then like, no, can he make it in England? Of course he can. They were busy kicking Neymar in the chest when he was busy doing tricks at Santos over there. What's Maguire?
No, he got many reality checks that side. That's why when he moved to over this side, well, not this side. When he moved to Europe, he actually started feeling himself again. You get kicked in the chest that side. But yeah, nonetheless, man, congratulations to Messi. Messi fans, congratulations to you guys, because I've been seeing you guys talking, and you know, have you earned this? I don't know, but yeah, the GOAT got a trophy.
Side note, they changed the rules for Ronaldo to win the last Euros because that was the first time that the team that finished third could go to the next round. Half a dozen of each. You could say
Not
they're
many
both-
countries are in Europe, bro. It's about inclusivity.
It's less than Africa.
Yeah?
And it's less than Africa, and we're still only top 2.
Isn't Africa the same?
No, top 2.
But don't they have like how many groups? I'll have to check.
It's less than Africa, and it's still top 2.
But yeah, man, I think let's move on for that. I don't even know what to start with, guys, because there's so much that we've actually missed out on. But I think, you know what, guys, let's actually start with the elephant in the room. Since now the Euros are over, there's now a team in crisis mode. The Catalan Giants, Barcelona. If you guys haven't been paying attention, Barcelona's debts have really gotten bad. And it seems as though all the players they've signed in Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay, Aguero, and it's Emerson. Is it Emerson Royale?
I'm not sure.
Or whatever. Emerson he's from Real Betis. All those players, although they've been signed by Barcelona, are not officially Barcelona players because the guys are in debt for paying Braithwaite and the boys.
Second richest footballer in the world. Put some respect on Braithwaite.
Hey, bruh. He's a Flamini. He's basically Flamini. But basically, it seems as though La Liga is not taking this anymore because many people were speculating that La Liga might decide to, exempt Barcelona. But La Liga is now standing tall, saying that if they exempt Barcelona,
Madrid is going to come.
Everyone else will have that excuse.
Yeah.
So, gents, how do you feel about this topic from a Barcelona point of view, run by a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
It's the chickens coming to roost. They deserve everything that's coming to them because they were running that thing like a spaza shop.
Yeah.
Trying to buy all the best players from every club and then not having a plan for them. Many a football career was ruling in Barcelona.
Yeah.
They lost their identity a bit and started, they had Zlatan. They had, how many players can you say? Griezmann, an unnecessary sign.
Yeah.
Dembele, you can see one for the future. But their identity is we grow from within. So they must just stick to finding players in the youth academy because the youth academy is more than good enough. And then buying one or two players out there. They even had Vidal. They had, man. They bought they bought everybody underneath the sun at that club.
Paulinho was a childish one. But yeah, you speaking of actually the youth being being what makes Barcelona, it seems as though they're in talks as well that Pedri and Ansu Fati might actually need to be sold.
And if they do, that'll be stupid.
I move it to you, Lucas.
I don't think they'd be that foolish. So basically the head of the Spanish FA, whatever Tebas or whatever, he basically came out and explained it. To sort of say their wage bill is too much. They actually can't register new players until they've brought their wage bill down. Yeah. So now there's chat about like Depay, what they offered him. They're already going to have to bring it down. Yeah. To bring them in line and with the rules and stuff like that. So look, that's one thing on its own. Obviously the Messi situation is the biggest situation, but all your sponsorships are tied to Messi. Yeah. Remember when Barca came to South Africa the last time to play? There was a quote for if Messi plays and if Messi doesn't. Yeah. And to qualify for the if Messi plays money, he needed to play 15 minutes. He came on in the 75th minute and passed the ball left. Right? So it's as simple as that. For how they got into this situation, that's why they wanted their old board out like that. Yeah. So yeah, but who knows what happens from here? It's Barcelona, they won't struggle.
But what do you say, though?
I think it's about time this happens. They've wasted money. You buy Coutinho for a ridiculous amount. Coutinho was good, but he was not.
They bankrolled Liverpool's success. Jesus.
And apparently for Coutinho, Dembele, and Griezmann, they still owe I think for Coutinho still 40. Griezmann and Dembele is 20 each.
Must be more. Because Coutinho was like 160 mil.
Yeah. Well, it
Dembele
might be 40 or 60 between the two amounts. But basically, you remember there was that talk that they were saying that they actually wanted to offer Coutinho back to Liverpool and say, hey guys, let's just call it quits. Yeah. So that's in trouble. There's also talks as well that Messi might have to take a pay cut.
I think they'll find a way to give him his money.
They said Messi might have to. They said I think the closest that things can work out is if Messi takes a 90% pay cut, and he'll still be the most paid in
What's going to happen? They're going to give him shares in that club.
Yeah, they have to.
For
90%. They take 90% pay cut, and you're still the highest paid.
Or find a way to defer those
They
wages.
can't give him shares. You remember the state ownership and whatever of Spanish teams.
So
I don't know how much, but yeah.
But I think that will be interesting to actually keep an eye out.
But Messi unemployed out there winning Copa America. Could your GOAT do it though? Messi was unemployed, busy winning Copa America. Could your GOAT do it though?
Bro, Messi's still earning more than most.
But he's unemployed though.
But he's earning most, bro.
Right though.
He's
a bum on the streets of Copa America then.
He's probably still got what, Nike contract.
He's probably he's like Adriano though. He's probably a gangster down there in Brazil trying to make ends meet.
No man, fair point. But I think that wraps it up with the Barcelona talk. Guys, I actually have there's so much to talk about. I'm just going to take random tangents, guys.
Pull the band-aid off.
Yes. Because I've actually looked and tried to analyze what's going on in the football world. And we know normally these are the times where Nike would be pulling out their little campaigns. Because obviously Nike chose Kylian Mbappe as their superstar, their front runner. Got rid of Neymar, got rid of Raheem Sterling, got rid of many players actually. They opted for the younger players.
Yeah.
And it seems as though things kind of blew up in Nike's face. Because, I mean, they could have had a nice story with Raheem Sterling. You know, nice story with Rashford. Is Rashford still under Nike?
I think it's Adidas, that guy. I'm not too sure. But
I'm not sure also.
I'm not sure.
No, but I'm just, it's just something that's also been on my mind. That I think from this, England lost. But we'll get into that. Those are just random things that we talk about. Jeez, guys, there's a lot of conversations that we have to get into. But let's move back to the Euros. I think it's about time we speak about the Euros. Let's talk about the semi-finals. We'll leave part 2. We'll talk about the final game and many other incidents that happened. The semi-final game was the Italy versus Spain. And then in that game, it was Italy won and then Spain won. That went all the way to extra time. Italy took that by penalties. Federico Chiesa and Alvaro Morata scored. Let's just go back, since we didn't have actually a platform to talk about it last week. Let's just brush on it and just get your feelings. Uncle Curtis, let me start with you.
I'm going to go with European football. When it starts getting to semi-finals, quarterfinals, it's actually pretty boring. Everything ends in a draw. I'm not trying to sleep at midnight for every game. I didn't watch that game.
Yo, I won't lie. That was a horrible period. The semi-final, every game. Like, now you're sleeping late. You've got stuff to do tomorrow.
Like, you know, like, that's what it gets. It gets too tactical. I hate it when it's too tactical. Sometimes just lose and lose because you tried your best, not because you tried to out-nullify the opposition. You don't have to always out-nullify the opposition. And Spain and Italy are that. They play tactical. Like, Italy was busy going through teams, dog. And then they get here, all of a sudden, they're conceding goals in the semifinals. They're busy going to extra time. Before that, it was a 23-game unbeaten run.
Yeah.
I think like 20 games without conceding a goal.
No.
And now we're here. And I understand these teams are dangerous now. But take the risk sometimes. Where are the risk takers? If everybody's playing safe, you ain't going to end up with the Beyonce, dog.
Interesting. I actually do look at that game and think to myself that, yeah, Italy were firing, like, you know, on all cylinders, and then they just took it easy against a Spain side that kind of, you know, it felt like they cruised through this tournament.
Yeah.
Like they were barely there, but then they were peaking at the right time. I guess maybe the fact that they were peaking at the right time could be, you know, an argument.
If you're gonna lose like a man, dog.
Look, but I do like the tactical side of the game, so I didn't find it that boring. But as a match in itself, look, like we say, Italy was coasting through, but Spain, if you cover your eyes, you can tell me Spain is going to have 60% possession. Yeah. I think so. Italy adapted to that all right. They weren't spectacular. The game was very even, but I don't know. I actually enjoyed it a bit as a watch. I would have preferred more attacking football, yes, but I don't think it was that bad. And Donnarumma in a penalty shootout.
Yeah.
That man is taller than me.
No, listen, he's proving that,
Pretty
you know
tall.
what, they need to, I'm not sure. I think PSG might have finalized the talk. I hope they finalized it before, the final, because obviously from the final, that man's price, and
Blank check FC.
and wage, yes, basically.
No, but it's on a free, so his wages will go up.
No, his wages are going to go way up because he's essentially going to just say, hey guys, we can even add an extra 50 on my wages. He'd be well within his rights to say that.
Keylor Navas sitting at home going,
Yo, I feel for that man. I feel for that man. But yeah, we've wrapped that one up. And let's move to the second semi. That was England versus Denmark. And in that game, England took that 2-1. With an own goal from Simon Kjær, and then, Mikkel Damsgaard, the youngster there. For me, I believe I'd go as far as to say he was the young player of the tournament. I think barring Pedri's young first tournament, but Damsgaard for me looked more like he belonged.
I didn't watch Denmark that much.
good shout.
Yeah, I feel that way. Okay, maybe Donnarumma. If they're gonna give it to Donnarumma as well after being player of the tournament, I actually didn't check the things, but I'll give an update on part 2 of who won what. But I know Donnarumma was player of the season.
Tournament, yeah.
But yeah, Harry Kane is the one who scored in extra time.
It's a disclaimer, penalty. He was there to stat pad like he did in the World Cup.
Yes, it was a penalty.
Won by Sterling.
From a Raheem Sterling. Actually, let me start with you actually on that point. How do you feel about that penalty? What did you think?
He's black. I don't care if he dived.
All right.
I don't care. Because if it was the fairer skin and Harry Kane dived, they would say it was what you call tactical brilliance. So that was tactical brilliance from Raheem Sterling.
I found that quite weird because obviously we listened to the game with English commentary. I found it weird that the commentators were kind of, against Sterling, saying that was a dive when there was clear contact. Don't get me wrong. Not enough, but clear contact.
There was clear contact. And I'm not going to blame him for that. There was contact. He fell. Let's not fight it, because if it was the fairer skin, it would have been he played it well. He didn't buy the foul. He went down. Because what do they say when you watch the Premier League and they're like, if he fell, he would have won the penalty. Man, you can't be getting kicked left, right, and center, and then when you fail to keep your balance, they say no, you should have fallen down. Nope. If you gonna kick me, I'm gonna fall, and when I fall, I'm gonna make the referee to make a decision. It's not my fault when it's a wrong. I'm not saying that was a wrong decision. When it's a wrong decision, it's not my fault they gave the wrong decision.
All right.
It's a wrong decision.
Let me bring that to you, King Don Father. Let me bring that to you. What do you feel about that?
That to me it falls in that category of soft penalty.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those, he's already going down when the contact comes. Sure, there's contact. So, look, I don't know if we get the official word or anything like that, but essentially from what I was seeing online, what it said is that when it goes to VAR is checking for a clear and obvious mistake from the referee, and apparently they can't find one.
Yeah.
So, dude, that was not a penalty at all.
Soft as Bruno Fernandes penalty.
You know,
It's soft as Bruno Fernandes penalty.
Sure.
Hence why I say they need to start adapting what's his name? Like other sporting codes. By other sporting codes, I'm talking about rugby, where you actually can hear what the ref is saying to his his advisors.
Yeah.
Because obviously if we start to hear what the ref is asking for with the VAR, then it'll make more sense. Because I'm sure the ref said, it's probably one of those where he said, give me a reason why this is not a penalty.
But in fairness, that's not a penalty, right? But from this tournament, I actually think the refereeing was very good.
Yeah.
So if I think back to the tournament, that's the one decision I'm thinking.
I won't even lie. Even the English refs were well behaved.
Yeah.
That makes they were. It actually makes pisses me off because of the fact that you telling me these guys can do this.
They're not receiving kickbacks at Euros.
Eh?
They're not receiving kickbacks at Euros. Yes, I'm saying those refs get bribed.
David Dean.
I think
Not
most
David
of,
Dean, though.
I think most of them.
Alex Ferguson. Busy looking out for Man United to make second place.
Dean,
It's,
your man was in the FA.
I think most of
and
most
Ferguson
of the
had
guys
them in his back pocket.
they
'cause were
realize that
calling
they
him.
can actually be like it's like they're trying to be insta influencers. They're acting like they're influencers doing these calls. Mike Dean knows if I do something controversial, they're gonna be talking about me for the rest of my life.
You know what it is? And remember that bold Italian ref?
Yeah,
Colina.
Where everybody loved that guy because he was on the cover of Pro Evolution Football once. That's how good of a ref he was. All these English refs want to get to that adulation, not realizing just do your job and you get to that adulation.
exactly.
That's all it is. Just do the job and you'll become like whatever you said that Italian ref is. Because I don't know his name, but it was on Pro Evolution Football.
Yeah.
And when you saw him, you knew who he is.
Look,
he was a superstar ref.
The refs in this tournament and that were good because a foul happened and they said, get up. I'll just wait for VAR if it's actually something.
Yeah.
Well, they're good refs, yes, but to me, that's the difference they did. Because in England, if you just fall,
Yeah,
And you're right, because even with the marginal offside calls, they are so quick. Because I remember there were a couple of calls where the player went on to score, but the referee called for the offside. And then VR reviews and they're on some age. Boy, that was not
during
offside.
the celebration.
Yeah.
Like the Oaks don't have to get back and like wait to find out. So that was good.
but yeah, let's hope that at least the refs from England can take this learning experience and come
and give
back.
us no penalties.
No.
If it works
Give
out,
fair penalties, though.
listen, if it works out for us, I'm not going to complain, bro. I'll leave that. But yeah, looking back at this game, I think the only thing I can actually talk about was just Mikael Damsgaard's free kick. I think that was a spectacularly hit free kick.
Yeah.
Let me go back and look at it.
It was,
Yeah.
it was properly hit. So it even goes through, the goalkeeper set up a wall. So it goes through in the middle of the wall. So it's not in the corner of the goal. But obviously the goalkeeper can only see it once it hits or once it's
Once it
starting to go
starts,
over the
yeah.
wall. It flew in.
You know what I would like to say as well, on the side note, Jordan Pickford actually played pretty well.
He did.
And
He did.
from the season that he had, throughout the whole season, where he was even getting rotated, one game, the Norwich keeper, I think.
Olsen.
Sweden
Swedish,
keeper. Next game, him. I think these English media put too much pressure on their players because when he got away from all that pressure, he did well. Like England conceded the least amount of goals in the Euros with a keeper that was suspect at Everton. And it's not like Everton conceded a lot of goals. So yeah, I'd just like to make that on a side note. English media, you'll start learning to win when you stop chastising your players every other week.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with you. Pickford had a decent tournament. I wouldn't leave from the tournament thinking he's better than he was last season because England's defensive record is Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips, John Stones.
I get what
put
you're saying.
all five of them before I name the keeper.
Yeah, I get what you're
That's
saying.
the
I'm just
reason
saying
for
that he's not as bad as he was.
Oh, sure.
In the season. Like, it was, okay, fine. You had a shocker of a season, but you're not a bad keeper.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
You know what I'm
he's never
saying?
been a bad keeper.
Yeah. Compared to what we saw last season where it was like, hey, it's shaky, my boy.
Yeah, no, fair point. Yeah, man. But England obviously made it to the final. And I think let's talk about the recent topic as well that's happened over the week. I mean, obviously the Euros are over. We'll get to the discussion of the game. But as we were going through the tournament, there was this sort of unity that was happening specifically with England, where everyone now felt, everyone's together. There was a large number of, a large number of I won't say African, I'll say black players and, players of different heritages. Is it heritage? Or heritages?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Heritage.
Of a different heritage,
Yes,
yeah.
of different heritage. That actually made it into the squad. It was quite a good representation of a mixed society. It brought England together. They were all happy, randy dandy and whatnot. And it seems as though this week it's just imploded. The whole
100%.
The whole Black Lives Matter thing, I don't even know. We'll see what happens during the league, Premier League. Are they still gonna kneel? But they've turned on each other. Let me just give you the platform there. How do you feel about the situation? Do you think that racism was healed through the
Potion, I won't lie to you. That's
football.
That's a 20-minute rant, dog. Give that to me in part 2 before we start. That's a 20-minute rant, my boy. In part 2, because screw every player that racially abused. Or not every player, every
fan,
white person. In fact, screw every person who's not black. Even if you're black, that racially abused the 3 black players that missed the penalty, because those players basically carried you to the final.
Yeah.
Bar Jadon Sancho was on the bench. Cool. But still, I'm still going to give it to him. Who knows why he didn't play. So screw all of them.
I want my thing. I want you to give me my credit. Both of you guys.
Yeah, you're right. He said that Jadon Sancho won't play up until Man United finalized the Sancho signing.
Oh, okay.
As soon as they finalized it, that man got on the pitch.
Give me my credit. I'm going to claim my credits. I have many credits to claim.
I'll give you that.
That's the first one, because now all of a sudden the deal is wrapped up. I think that they said it's a verbal agreement. They've come to a verbal agreement.
Yeah, after the tournament, he must still do his medical and actually sign the contract.
Yes,
but they've agreed in principle.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest heist ever pulled, man. We got to give Man United and Gareth Southgate that.
Yeah.
Because I've been saying this for a while.
It might be Sir Gareth Southgate soon, which we'll touch on in part 2.
Yeah. I guess there's so much to talk about regarding this game. The final of the Euros.
But just towards that point of the racism and the nation coming together, or whatever. So obviously we've seen in the Premiership, players are taking the knee type of thing. So the English team said they'll continue to take the knee in the tournament. English government came out and basically said, yeah, English fans, you don't have to keep quiet when they're taking the knee. If you boo them, it's okay. And then later on, the players get racially abused, and then...
That's why I say it's a long thing, dog. We must chat about that properly in part 2, because, screw all of them, dog. Don't abuse my Starboy Soccer there. Screw all of you. Your team was already losing before he took that penalty. He was supposed to take that penalty to save the team. So screw all of you.
Like I say, we're
all a bunch of bums out there.
We're not really gonna get into those topics of conversation, because we've got the knighthood, or potential knighthood, or the rumor of knighthood for Gareth Southgate. Waistcoat is doing big things, man. Par with Lewis Hamilton, bro. Lewis Hamilton had to win it 7 times, the championship 7 times. This guy just has to get to a final.
Dog, relegate Middlesbrough and get to a final. Knighthood, bro.
Missed penalties in 1996, and now you're Sir. There's guys who are not even considered for that. But I think obviously you guys know there's a part 2. We'll discuss all the stuff, and we're gonna refill our drinks. Get our argument hats on.
Boy.
Yeah, man. We'll see you on part 2. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And yeah, man. See you in part 2, I guess.
Away.